feel like I should do this. I don't know why I did that. Here we go, boys. 136 to 145, item level 78. You know... Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again, and this is the chess piece that I crafted for the new build that I'm going to be playing, and I'm going to explain to you guys how it works from today. Sorry for the lag on the clip. Twitch is just, I don't know, man, it just always fucking lags, so I do apologize for that. But this is the chess piece that we ended up crafting. Let me just boot up this webcam here. Alright, so we've got our new chess piece for our CI gear that we've done. And again, all of this has been crafted within myself here. So I've got boots here we can craft flat ES onto. They're still pretty decent. 788 ES chest with a pretty good resist. We've also got, I think, a hubris right here, which I rolled the wrong tier of energy shield on. Don't ask me why, just that's kind of just how it is, boys, alright? Alright, so the build I want to explain is going to break a little bit of my rule set, and of course I'll explain all of this why here in a minute. So, first off, the character that I want to play is going to be a crit CI witch utilizing Soul Strike, and a +2 fire gems bow with crit firestorm and crit firetrap. That's the goals, 2 5-links. Now the reason for this is I'm kind of going to explain a bit of this scenario because it's a little bit of like a backstory. So for people who don't know, bows have been really strong in this league because of essence crafting. So basically what you can do with essences and essence crafting is essentially, if I were to pull up my essences here, where are they? Where's essences? E. Do I have like, say, fire gems? They're like +2 fire. Alright, so here you go. There's a Screaming Essence of Rage. This would give +1 to fire gems. So regardless of what the actual base type, like what stats can be modified on it, this will still guarantee you get +1 fire, and if you tier it up, +2 fire, I believe. So that pretty much gives you the ability to put spell damage on a bow, spell crit on a bow, pretty much whatever you want. And then you could further craft it with master mods, and you know, you could do a bunch of other stuff, but that's just the basics of it. Firetrap and Firestorm would both require 2 green links out of them. Firetrap needs itself, which is Firetrap, and then it needs, what else is in here? Trap and Mind Damage, I believe, which is a green. Trap and Mind Damage could be swapped out. Firestorm needs Trap and Cluster Trap for my setup, so that's already 2 green. So no matter what happens, I've got 2 green on a weapon. It's a bow, so it's going to be pretty simple to roll. So I want to kind of go ahead and explain a little bit of the links that I'm going to be using. Everything in here is you know, hypothetical, interchangeable, but what I've got so far is going to be Trap, Cluster Trap, Firestorm, Conk, Elemental Focus. I might swap out Conk for Fire Pen, because this is going to be my AoE clear. And then single target would be Fire Trap, Crit Multi, Conk, Trap and Mind, Crit Chance. Again, everything is scheduled to change. I haven't actually made the character yet. So how does this character work, and why am I doing something edgy like this? So let me go ahead and bring up this next part for you guys, which is the really important one. Please no porn, please no porn. D2 soundtrack, please no porn. Alright, we're good. Okay, so I'm going to go up and bring up the list of required uniques to start this character. You could knock off 1 or 2 of them, and this is why I was saying I need to go out of my realm of my trading, because my whole game mode of limited trading is not supposed to make the game retarded and like just not fun. It's supposed to just halt my progression. But if I can't play a build I want to play, I do have to make a few exceptions to that rule. So first off would be Sunblast. This is an item worth 1 alchemy orb, and you can see exactly what it does. It can roll trap damage and fire resistance. The main reason for this is 80% reduced trap duration. Now, I know I said I fucking hate this. I would never use it. Fuck the detonation, boom boom trappers, and everything else. But I'm trying something way out of my comfort zone. I'm going CI with traps because I don't like the spot crit fire trap is in. I think crit traps is in a very odd spot for life. You can do it. I feel like if you go CI, it's 10 times better. And this is coming from a guy who hates CI. So Sunblast is number 1. Next one's going to be Soul Strike. This is a bit expensive, and this is the one you probably could do without you could do without, but this literally complements the entire build and gets the character going, which it gives you flat ES, so that's basically like a really shitty shield, You get the reduced energy shield recharge rate, meaning your recharge rate is much slower. However, it begins much quicker. And this is going to synergize with, I forgot what the ascendancy is called. I think it's occultist. And I'll show you guys that in a minute. Next up is going to be a Valerium. This is like 2 chaos. I think this is in like the 25 chaos or something. But I've got currency, so if I need to buy it, I can buy it. I'd like to try to chance it first. A Valerium is like 2 or 3 chaos. It's not worth anything. It's what people told me. It gives whatever. It gives ES on it. You lose overall about 10 resist, but stun threshold is based on energy shield instead of life. This is very important. This is very important because I fucking hate. I hate all the downsides that come with CI. You know, like I hate the perma-frozen, perma-shock, perma-freeze, etc. So this is going to be really nice. Next up was going to have to be, you need 2 of these jewels, which again cost an Alch Shard. 10% reduced trap duration, can have up to 1 additional trap placed at a time. The secondary effect, this is pretty retarded. It doesn't do anything. You don't have to worry about it. So, what's the purpose of having the cheap construction in Sunblast? I'm going to show you guys exactly what it is right now. So this is a Templar who has no trap nodes. He has nothing. He doesn't have shit. The only thing he has on him is the testing gear, which I used before I made this character. And so he basically has Firestorm, Trap, Cluster Trap, nothing else matters. Just those 3. Firestorm, Trap, Cluster Trap. I'm using a Sunblast at the moment, and on top of a Sunblast, I've got 2 cheap constructions. So 1 cheap construction here, and 1 cheap construction here. And what this does is now, whenever I throw my Firestorm traps, which is my AoE clear, this is what's going to happen. They will immediately expire. And a lot of you guys have played this already. This was back in Talisman. A lot of people were doing it. I personally didn't like it. I said I would never do it. Here I am, a hypocrite. I'm doing it now. Again, I'm doing it as CI, so it's kind of different. But this is the purpose of it. Now, the only reason you're to do this is if you're not going to go Saboteur. Saboteur has Chain Reaction. What Chain Reaction states is if 1 trap gets hit, all nearby traps will also trigger. The reason why you want to do something like this is if you're trying to fight a rare mob or a boss, and you throw a bunch of traps, and they just walk past them because you can't aim Cluster Trap, because Cluster Trap kind of goes wherever it wants, you kind of get fucked. Now, I might pull out of these and say I don't need them, but for quality of life, this is probably what I'm going to use right now. So, what that means is, if you take a look at pretty much all the stuff here, we're going to be sacrificing 2 jewels, a belt, a quiver, which the quiver is really good, so it's not really a sacrifice, so 2 jewels, a belt, and a ring to get my character going. And then we'll be using a bow with a quiver. I've already got my chest piece rolled, and my boots rolled, and my helmet rolled. So all I have left is gloves, which I'd like Voidbringer, but that's not going to happen. I don't want to, I don't want to go too much into that realm. And then a ring and an amulet. So that pretty much covers the character. Now I kind of want to explain a little bit of how I built the character. Now, there were quite a few ways that I wanted to go. So before I even state anything about this Trapper, you could play it from Trickster, you could play it from Saboteur. If you want it to be really edgy, you could play it as an Elementalist as well. It's really up to you at how you want to create the character. I chose Occultist just because of the synergy with Essence Surge plus Soul Strike alongside with Wicked Ward. It basically gives you 95% uptime on an ES regeneration. If you don't understand that, I can kind of make a video later on describing how it works, but there are many people who have already made videos and covered this footage and kind of showed it. So let me go ahead and start the build. So, again, originally I started from Shadow, but I decided I want to go Occultist. So, I start off with the Energy Shield. Let's see. Where's my monitor capture? Let me enable this so you guys can see here, boys. Okay, so we started off with Witch. I prefer Witch to Shadow in the starting nodes because I think the ES nodes are much stronger than these elemental damage nodes, because I dropped out of the LE damage and instead grabbed Heart of Flame. So, grab the ES nodes, came up, grab Deep Wisdom, come across. Obviously, if you're going to go crit at the beginning, grab your crit right now. I'm thinking because I'm CI, I'm going to just grab, like, Occultist Dominion too. Like, that's pretty good for 2 points, so it's excess, it's filler. I may grab, obviously, Alchemist. It all depends on how comfortable I feel with my flask usage. I don't know which way I want to go first, so I'm probably going to go ahead and just go right first. So we can move across. Let's see. Okay, we can move across. Grab Blast Cascade. Blast Cascade's very good. Move across again. Obviously, you don't need CI until it's time to go CI, so don't worry about like much of the CI gear. Same thing with the curses. The goal is to run Blasphemy, or sorry, 2 Blasphemies and a Discipline, and 3rd curse is extra, which I'll explain in a bit as well. So moving across, grabbing your trap cluster nodes. Same exact outline, kind of like as how any trapper would go. You know, obviously grab Clever Construction, grab your high explosives, grab all your defensive stuff first, and then you kind of fill in the blank. It's kind of, I really can't explain to you everything about it because I haven't played it yet, but this is kind of like what the outline looks like. It looks very solid on paper. So again, the goal would be you run Discipline plus double Blasphemy, and with this reservation on the tree, you have about 12% mana left. With 12% mana and Rallying Cry, I would like to assume I could keep my mana up. I don't need to use anything else, so Rallying Cry is just going to be free mana source. And that leaves me open, because I play Occultist, right, to get Malediction. Malediction is 1 additional curse, and that additional curse I'd like to put Assassin's Mark on. Assassin's Mark will extremely, like, it'll be such a huge damage increase, but I don't think I'm going to need it for everything, so I'll just have it on self-cast. So, you know, when I walk by a tanky golem, just Assassin's Mark, boom. Or a boss, Assassin's Mark, boom, etc. Or maybe I won't like it and I won't go the extra curse route. Instead, I'll get like an extra power charge, or I don't really know. We'll see though. We'll see. This is kind of like the outline of the character right now. Like I said, on paper, it sounds really cool. I don't know if I'm going to play this build for 5 minutes and then absolutely hate it and trash it and go to another character, or if I'm going to love the build and play it to level 90, you know, or 95 or something. I honestly have absolutely no clue. CI for me is super hit or miss, and kind of just traps ever since they changed Prolif has been kind of eh. So if I can't get it to work with this, I'm probably going to leave Fire Trap alone for a bit and try like a projectile-based trapper, like Crit Lightning Trap or something else. Because I feel like I've just been putting in so much time and work into Fire Trap. So yeah, this is kind of how the character looks. I will link to you guys all the uniques in the description below that I'm going to be using. I will also go ahead and link down my build character for Test Trapper as well. And I'll put the notepad as well for the gems I'm going to potentially be using. As for bandits, I guess the beginning would be kill all, the second one would be kill all, and the third one would be power charge. That's what it seems like it's going to be. But like I said, for the most part, I'm pretty excited to get the character working. I may have to still play on my main to get him some gear. I have a tab called I Paid for This, which is the only things that I've bought in this league, which is where my Sunblast and my 2, I think they're called hair triggers, or cheap construction jewels are going. And of course, anything else that I do purchase and go outside of my rules of trading, this is why I always wanted to call it limited trading and not self-found. I will obviously inform you guys of what I have not gotten. But as of right now, everything on every one of my characters has been self-found, with the exception of these 3 items, you know, the 2 tits and the penis. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm pretty excited to get the character rolling and hope it works out really well. Of course, any feedback you guys can leave down below. And remember, I haven't played this character yet. There's only so much I can do to answer questions. Please don't ask me why, because I can't answer it for you yet. Anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed yourself, and I'll see you boys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.